What the hell are you doing? The gruffness in his tone was the last thing I expected. Although I'm familiar enough with his voice, which currently sounds like he smoked a pack of cigarettes, when I know he doesn't smoke. I blink, stunned as the heavy downpour hammers at my skin. For late September, the weather had been unpredictable, and this sudden deluge came out of nowhere. I hadn't been to Sterling Falls since summer a year ago, nearly 13 months, but I needed to be here. While I no longer had a home, I wanted to be somewhere more welcoming than where I'd been. This was no pleasant greeting, however. I debated even stopping. The mountain was dark, the hour late, and the trees around us drenched in rain, which created an ominous atmosphere. Witnessing a pickup truck pulled off to the side of the road should have meant nothing to me. Stopping on the dark highway would be dangerous and foolish, as I was a single mother with my 6-year-old child in the backseat of my car. But I recognized the logo branded on the side of the truck and noticed the hood propped up and a man bowed underneath it. I pulled over because it wasn't just any man beneath that hood. He was someone I knew, sort of. With my hazard lights on and a quick check of Dutton sleeping in the back seat of the VW Jetta, I set the parking brake and exited my warm, safe, dry vehicle to see if the man needed assistance. Now, piercing blue eyes narrow at me. Eyes like ice, when they'd been nothing but kind over the last 5 years. His silver hair is plastered to his face, charcoal-colored from the wetness of the rain. His leather jacket reflects how soaked the material is, suggesting he'd been out in the storm for a while. Standing here only seconds, the rain has seeped through my own layers of a heavy sweater and long-sleeved tee, plus my jeans. My entire body shivers from the unrelenting rain, making my sodden, cold clothes cling to me, chilling me to the bone. If Clay has been out here longer than I've stood here, he must be miserable. "I thought you might need help," I call out over the thundering downpour, my voice sheepish as I stand a few feet away from him. I hate this about myself. Hate how I cower, how anxious he makes me. I wasn't afraid of him. No. Clayton Silver, Clay, would never harm me physically. What frightened me was how attracted I'd been to him from the moment I first met him. A kind smile once upon a time, a friendly greeting whenever I entered his local business, the teasing banter he shared with his employees, reminding me his jovial behavior was nothing special toward me. His behavior was simply who he is, a good man. So, his narrow-eyed glare and sharp words throw me off like the onset of this September storm. Clay glances over my shoulder, the light from my hazards blinking red behind me. "You're getting drenched. You shouldn't be out here." Does he mean in the rain? Or simply out in the openness of the late-night road? Or maybe he even means I shouldn't be returning to Sterling Falls after all that happened. However, that might be my own fear talking. Fear that as much as I loved this town, I might not be welcomed back here. And I'm doubtful I've ever made an impression on Clay Silver. I've simply been a customer over the years. A woman who thought she was decorating a house to make it a home. A woman designing a backyard for a child to play. A woman duped by the wrong man when the right one didn't know I existed.